That is why I feel like I failed, because I didn't get them all listed. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Biscuit Butt. If you are new to the channel, my name is Archie, and I am a full-time reseller. I sell mainly on eBay, but I also dabble a little bit onto the local platforms such as Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and the Nextdoor app. And those of you that have been following my journey, I thank you very much, but you have seen my ups and my downs, such as my video about my lack of motivation and what I did to overcome that. And I've also shared with you my what solds. I'm going to take you also along with me on some of my journey when I source. And I just want you to see the everyday life of a reseller. So we are now rolling into a brand new month, which is August. And I'm going to show you the progress that I have made from July. And I have to tell you, though, that I did fail a little bit, although I do believe that it wound up being a success. But we'll talk about that a little more later. But let's go ahead and get started. If you'll recall on a previous video, in my room here that has my active inventory that's listed, slash the other half of the room, which will be future listed inventory, this room is empty. Those are just empty bins and bags that I have. But as you'll see, I moved everything over from that side over to my listing office area. And I know guys, you see a few things that were here from last month. So that is one of the reasons why, yes, I did fail, because I didn't get everything listed. But these two DVD/CD label printers, I just want to do a little more research on those and test them out, because the original owner told me that the only thing that he believes is wrong with these are they just need new printer heads, but they have new ink in them. And I just want to do a little more research just to make sure that that is the issue. And I might be able to still squeeze a little bit more out of what I want to get for these, instead of just listing them as parts and repair only, just not working at all. And then these right here, I got out of a storage unit that had a bunch of solar panel stuff in it. And these are 3 different groups of cables that apparently hook up to solar panels. As I was doing some research, it looks like each of these groupings of cable, I should be able to get somewhere around 70 to 80 bucks plus shipping. And then all this other stuff that I pulled over from the other side, a majority of this came from my storage unit that I shut down about 3-4 months ago, because the price was just getting too expensive. And I have plenty of room here, so I decided to just bring it here to the house. And now it's just time for me to start getting this stuff listed so that I can get rid of it. And then the next step, what I'll do probably here later on today, or possibly even tomorrow morning, is this empty space right here. I'm going to go up to the room where I have tons of inventory upstairs, and I'm just going to bring a lot of it down here just so that I have it ready, because a majority of that, which is about 70 or 80 items, I would say total over here, that should keep me busy for the next week, week and a half, possibly 2 weeks. But I want to bring down an entire week of inventory just to put down in this area. And as far as accountability, to show that I am staying a little more organized, actually a lot more organized, is my listing area is a lot more cleaner. I don't have things just thrown over there. And then my desk area is organized. And, all this, in my opinion, is organized. I know that it just is kind of thrown on top of each other, but it's ready to be listed. And this area over here is 100% better than what it was last month. And it's just incredibly a lot better to manage. But this right here, this has been the game changer. I am so glad that I brought this in. It has just helped me stay so much more organized, as far as when I need tools or batteries or anything. I need charging cords at times, and this thing has just been so helpful to keep me organized, just knowing where stuff is without having to search everywhere for it. Okay, now I want to talk about some what solds, and the first things I want to talk about are some laser discs that I sold. I sold about 6 of them. A few of them went to the same buyer, but I want to explain to you a little bit about what I did to help get rid of these. Now, I told you in a previous video that I purchased about 400 laser discs for about 60 bucks. So I'm all in about 15 cents a piece. Now, I've already more than tripled my money on this deal. And I believe only 3 laser discs alone paid for the entire lot. But on average, with what I have left, I'm probably getting about $4 to $5 profit max. But I've got about 40 left, and they've just kind of been sitting here for quite a few months. And I was actually listening to a daily refinement video the other day. Now, I don't really watch him at all, but what I do watch is what I call the Brady Bunch episodes. And you may know what I'm talking about, but I guess he has some members that pay for a Patreon or whatever. And once a week, they have a conference call where they all video themselves in. And that's where I say they're all in little boxes. So, in my opinion, it looks like the Brady Bunch. So, that's what I call it, the Brady Bunch episodes. But one of the things they were talking about is getting rid of stale inventory. And one of his viewers actually had a great comment where she said that she was going to list 100. Mind you, she has 5,200 items in her store, but she was going to do an experiment where she was going to take 100 items and just list them at $1 each. That's been stale in her inventory for months just to get rid of it. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do that with these laser discs. But what I did was I decided to put them all at $2.49 each plus shipping. And with my 10% off coupon, it does take it down to about $2.25 each. But I've also been sending out offers for $2. And I've also had a few people send me offers for $2. So that is what I'm going to do to blow these out. I'm probably going to be doing this for like the next week or so. And then whatever is left and doesn't sell, which I anticipate will probably be about 20, 25 of them, I'm just going to lot them all together. And however many I have, I'm going to do it at $1 a piece plus shipping and just get rid of them so that I can move on to other stuff. So to save a little time, I already picked through these and grabbed the ones that sold. Like I said, there was about 6, maybe 7 of them. And it was actually a few buyers that bought multiple, but I sold them all for right around $2.25 each plus shipping, and I'm 6 laser discs less. I sold this VHS tape of a series that I want to say was from the late 80s, maybe early 90s, and it's called Forever Night. Some of you may remember this, but this is a 2-hour pilot that had Rick Springfield as the main character. Now, I don't think, though, that he was actually the main character when this was picked up, but it's very rare, and I listed it for $19.99, and with the 10% off coupon that I have, somebody paid $17.99 for it, plus shipping. The next item that I sold was actually sold to an international buyer, and it was this sealed DVD of the Swamp Thing. Now, I had this listed for $35.99. The buyer sent me an offer for $23. I countered with $28.99, and he accepted it. So this is off to somebody in another country. You may remember from a previous episode, I picked up about 6 of these flea and tick treatment for $1 each at a garage sale. And this sold for $24.99 with a 10% off coupon plus shipping. Not bad profit for just $1. So this last item I sold is this Cleveland Browns banner. And I picked this up a few months ago at a garage sale. The lady had it actually mounted in her garage, and I asked her if it was for sale. And she said, heck yeah, because it was her ex-boyfriend's, and she did not want anything that reminded her of him. So she sold this to me for $1. And as you see, it sold for $25. So now I'm going to get all these packaged up, ready for shipment, and my mail guy will be here anytime now. All the items that sold are now packaged up, and I'm just waiting on my mail guy, Don, to show up and hand it off to him. My mail guy is actually just down the street, so I'm going to take all the packages to him. But one things I want to tell you guys is you can actually put in at the USPS website for daily pickups. I would suggest doing that instead of constantly getting in your car and heading to the post office. But I have a great rapport with my mail guy, Don, and I make sure that periodically I do take care of him. He is so efficient and incredible to work with. He's definitely a huge aspect to me being successful with getting my packages out on time. So Don, if you're watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. My progress as far as listing didn't quite go as planned in July. Obviously, I showed you guys that I still have all those higher priced items that I still need to get listed, and I will get those listed this month. But all those DVDs that were sealed, I actually wound up cherry picking, and I pulled out probably about 25 of the Christmas Hallmark cards that I lotted up together, and then some of them I listed individually. And then the rest, what I decided to do was I just took pictures of them and listed them locally on Facebook Marketplace and offer up. I started it at $350, and somebody sent me a message, asked me if I take $250 for them all. I countered with $300. We made the deal. I got rid of them. Now I don't have to worry about them. But here's why I decided that I did not want to list them on eBay or send them into Amazon. Because on eBay, I just don't think that it would be worth my time, especially on a per hour basis, to list those, because a majority of those DVDs only would make me about $1 or $2 profit. Now, I know if I send them to Amazon, I would make considerably more, but my thought process on that was I didn't want to ship 300 DVDs to Amazon, have 250 of them sell in like 1 or 2 months, and then sit on 50 of them at the warehouse and continue to pay the $30 or $40 storage fee that they charge each month. It just didn't seem fiscally responsible to me to do that. So I would rather just go ahead and get rid of them all at once, let somebody else worry about it, make my money, and move on to the next deals that I can make. But that is why I feel like I failed, because I didn't get them all listed on eBay. But I am very happy that I still made $300, considering I've already tripled my money on that entire DVD deal. I hope you enjoyed watching the progress that I made throughout the month of July. And now that I'm transitioning into August, I really hope you join me along my journey. I plan on putting out a video every week to just show you how my progress is going, how my motivation is going, and just to show you some of the things that I'm listing and selling. Now in August, I will have my work cut out for me, because I have 2 trips that I'm taking in September. So I need to go double time in my listing and making money, because there's going to be 2.5 weeks that I'm not going to be working at all. And I need to make sure that I have enough money coming in. Now, the first trip that I'm taking is I am going back to my hometown, yes, Kansas, to see the Kansas City Chiefs. My best friend that still lives back home, named Corey, has season tickets, and it's the first row of the end zone. He gives me the opportunity every season to pick one game to come back home to catch, no pun intended. And the second trip that I'm going to be taking is towards the end of the month, and that is the reseller rally that's going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I am so thrilled to be going to this, because there are going to be so many influencers and people that are in the reselling community. I'm going with my best friend that lives out here, John and Jenna from the Flippin' Ain't Easy channel. And we're going to be gone just for that weekend, but I am super excited, and I am hoping to bring a lot of footage back to you guys to show you how that trip went and all the amazing people that I got to meet and some of the great networking that I did. So stay tuned for the next few videos that I'll be putting out. Like I said earlier, I'll be putting out a video about my nightmare with all those VHS tapes and just the progress that I'm doing with those and the money that I'll be making off those. And then I'll also be putting out some videos, just what is sold each week, and just telling you about my experience as a reseller. So thanks for watching, and keep on grinding.